If you think reinvention is just a new haircut, a Canva resume template, or a vision board, I've got bad news because reinvention isn't a makeover, it's a revolt. And if you're not staging one, you're probably stuck playing it safe while the world passes you by. This is Sunday Spark, and today we're rewriting the rule book on reinvention. If you're looking for platitudes and participation trophies, well, you've taken a wrong turn. This is Sunday Spark, the weekly intervention for ambitious professionals who are ready to play a smarter game. It's all about actionable strategy, not just motivation. So let's ignite some progress. I'm Faye Chappell, and let's cut the polite crap. Most people treat reinvention like they treat spring cleaning. They tidy up a corner, they toss out a sweater, they feel like they've changed something, but true reinvention, it's messy, it's disruptive, and yes, sometimes it's terrifying. So let's take a walk and see how we need to look at it, and let's see if you're ready to stop repainting the walls of a burning house. So let's go. Let me first tell you a little bit about Safe Sarah. That's what I'm going to call her for my entrepreneurial friends. She was a brilliant founder. She had a great product, and she had a decent revenue, but she was obsessed with playing it safe. Tiny tweaks, small pivots, polishing the logo for the 37th time, classic makeover mentality. But her market, well, it was collapsing. Competitors were scaling fast, and she needed a new tagline. She needed a revolution. And the intervention, well, we killed her sacred cows. We dropped 2 entire service lines that were dragging down her energy and her margins. Scary? Yes, but those cuts, they freed her up to double down on her most profitable, scalable offer. And within 12 months, her revenue virtually doubled. So the takeaway here is reinvention isn't about adding more. It's about subtraction, right? It's risk and refusing to keep polishing a model that's past its expiry date, right? That's what we're doing. We're polishing a model that's past its expiry date. That is what reinvention is all about. And it doesn't stop in corporate either. Let's talk corporate, because big companies, they love to slap the word transformation on PowerPoints like it's confetti, right? But most of the time, it's lipstick on a pig, right? So there's a Fortune 500 company that I know, and I worked with a 97-slide reinvention strategy that they put up. And guess what it was? It was really rebranding the same tired services, shuffling the org chart, and calling it innovation, right? The market didn't buy it. They were too smart for it. And then I saw another company that did the opposite, right? They blew up their 5-year plan. They axed 3 bloated departments, and they reinvested everything into AI power tools, and that scared the hell out of their board. But the result was they went from being really a laggard in the industry to a legend in literally under 2 years. The takeaway here is real reinvention isn't about tweaking optics. It's about making moves that feel almost reckless, but are absolutely necessary. Okay, they're absolutely necessary. We did the same thing with some of the companies that I am the founder of. We blew them up and we changed completely. Why? Because the market changed. We needed to adapt with them, not stick a prettier label on it. We wanted to create what the market was looking for. So let's get a little tactical, because you also need your personal reinvention recovery kit or your revolt kit. And so number 1 is always remember the rule of subtraction, right? What's one thing that's been dragging you down in your career or in your business that you need to kill off? It might be a dead-end project. It might be a client that drains your soul, because we've all had those, right? I want you to drop it. Reinvention starts with saying no, correct? We got that? Okay, and then there's the fear filter. Because when you're deciding what's next, you want to ask, does this feel safe or does this feel scary but right? If it feels too safe, it's probably stagnation, right? You're just going to do the same thing you've always done. So pick the other, and then make one big, bold move. Pick one action this week that kind of scares you, pitch the client you think is out of your league, or announce the idea that you've been sitting on to everyone, or stop waiting for permission. We did that a couple of episodes ago. I want you to understand that revolts don't start with approval. They start with action. George Bernard Shaw, I think if you like any of that, he said, let me get this right. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Is that you? Let's try that again. Progress is impossible without change. But for those who cannot change their minds, they cannot change anything. So the translation of that is, if your reinvention feels comfortable, you're probably doing it wrong. So I want you to stop making that reinvention mistake, right? Stop mistaking reinvention for a makeover. It's not about looking different. It's about becoming different. And this week, I want you to revolt against one safe choice that you've been making and subtract that dead weight. Run it through that fear filter and take one bold move. If you can, share your revolt with us. Leave it in the comments. Do it on social. You can always tag us Sunday Spark, but make sure next week you come back and say, I'm ready, right? I want to change. I want to revolt. And that is Sunday Spark for this week. Go for it. Go do it. Start your revolt, and I can't wait to see you again next week. And there you have it. If this episode sparked an idea, your job now is to protect it from the committee of dream killers, including the one in your own head. I'm Faye Chappell. Go out there and make something happen. This episode was produced by the City Media Group.